This is called the generation gap.
My generation, baby.
Hi, you guys. This is Chase popping in to give a quick intro before the episode. I think for the most part, our sound issues are non-existent today. Yahoo! 3 months in quarantine and we're finally figuring it out. Thanks for everyone who watched this episode live on Instagram. It is a fun one. I talk about phone anxiety, how it's a real issue for millennials, and John quizzes me on television shows from his generation. I did a lot better than I thought I would. We have a sponsor. Quick shout out to avgearguy.com. Quarantine has been a good time for some people to clean out their basement, their storage, what have you. If you're in that phase and going through old photos or videos that you want to transfer to your computer, this is the guide to go to. Trust me. Mention our podcast at checkout for 5% off. That's avgearguy.com. And if you've been listening to our show, you know we have a Patreon page now. We're so grateful to our patrons. They get fun perks for helping out our podcast, one of them being they get to listen to the full episodes because what you're about to listen to has been edited down for time. We also video record, and our patrons get to watch the podcast as well. So head on over to patreon.com/generationgab if you'd like to support the show. Well, we're also, we give stickers out too. There's lots of fun perks. Okay. Hope everyone is safe and healthy and happy and flourishing. And I hope this podcast episode puts a smile on your face. Enjoy.
My generation, baby.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Generation Gab. My name is John Lehr, and I'm a fun Gen X dad.
And my name's Chase O'Donnell, and I'm a semi-recent grad, and I'm a millennial, wouldn't you know it?
So, as for those of you who haven't heard this podcast before, we talk about the similarities and differences between Gen Xers, represented by me, and millennials, represented by Chase. Isn't that a great idea? Chase, we're both locked down. You're in your apartment. Can I be heard in your apartment?
What do you mean?
I mean, is everybody, are all your roommates hearing my voice?
No, because I have headphones in.
Oh, okay, good. Well,
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't talk anyway. I'm in my house locked down. So Chase for a long time was locked down by herself, which is one experience that America is happening. And then I'm locked down with my full family, which is another experience that Gen X's that people are having in the country. And which do you think is better or worse?
Family.
Yeah, I do too. I think I've got the worst of it. I mean, look at me. For those of you who are watching on Instagram Live, I'm dying. I think I'm dying. I mean, I'm looking at a video of myself and it's not good, Chase. I'm heavily medicated.
John, I have some questions for you on the topic of Generation Gab. On the topic of gabbing about generations.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever used a call box?
Oh my God, for a second I thought you were going to say a condom, and I was like, Jesus, Chase, what the hell? Where did that come from? A call box. You're talking about a phone on the highway that are in those call boxes or on the street.
Yeah, because back in the day, in case of emergencies, nobody had cell phones. They had to use call boxes. They
had these call boxes on the highway, and you would walk to the nearest one, and then you would remember your mile marker, to where the car was. I'm between 131 and 132. You know, those mile markers that you see on the highway, they're still there, I think. And then they would come and find you. Did I ever use a call box? It's very difficult for me when I start to search my past because I can't tell what's real and what's not. It's all foggy and it's all confused.
Honestly, I already am foggy and confused about my early 20s.
Well, imagine your early 20s, and in your early 20s, you did a ton of LSD. I meet people all the time who are like, John, and I have no clue.
Same.
And I have to fake it.
Same.
And everybody knows when you're faking it. Everybody knows.
No, that is a huge problem that I deal with regularly, is not knowing a person who clearly has known me for a long time and
Oh,
has
it's the
memories.
worst. And then you
has
it's the
memories.
worst. And then you have two people and you try to use the trick where it's like, oh, have you two guys met? Hoping that they'll introduce themselves and then you'll know who they are.
And now, like, thankfully, like, there's Facebook and Instagram, so I can go on and be like, okay, who are our mutual friends? And that'll give me some clues as to, like,
how do you search them without knowing their name?
One time a girl came up to me after a stand-up show and was like, oh my God, it's been so blah, 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 blah. So excited to see me. And I had no recollection, had no idea what part of my life I had known her from. And so she actually had messaged me on Instagram after being like, good to see you. So then I got to like,
then you were able to do it.
I got to click and see who.
But then you've already survived the worst part of it. You got through that initial part. I'm talking about that initial thing where they come up and go, John, Jay, what up? And you're like, oh my God.
I know. And you're going,
nothing.
Oh my God, so good to see you. I always go like this. I say, it's been so long.
Mm-hmm.
And that makes them think that you know.
But then you can be wrong to be like, what are you talking about? It was only 6 months ago.
Well, 6 months could be a long time for you. I don't know.
This is why I am a strong proponent of getting the chip in the head. As you know, we've talked about this. I want the chip in the head that's connected to the internet so I can be looking at you and do a Google image search or whatever. And then I just know. Wouldn't that be great just to know?
Yeah, my sister invented something called Google Brain, where you go, Google Brain, what was my first memory? Or Google Brain, when was the last time I had McDonald's? And then Google Brain tells you. Now, she doesn't have the technology to
that's the hard part, is the technology. I was like, holy crap, London's like a genius. Why haven't I heard of this? I want Google Brain. You're saying she just came up with a concept that wouldn't it be cool if there was a Google Brain? That doesn't count as an invention.
She always asks Google Brain, though. She always just will be like, Google Brain. Just like.
Did she get an answer?
No, not yet. She's working on that part. Okay, I have another question for you, John.
Let's go. Mm-hmm.
John, I thought of this morning because on the topic of London, my sister.
Okay.
She has a lawyer.
Yes.
And she emailed him and she was like, whatever it was, she sent an email and he goes, okay, great. Why don't we hop on a phone call? And London goes, oh my God, what do I tell him? Like, how do I say, like, sorry, I'm a mute. Sorry, like, I just want to. Why
doesn't she want to get on the phone call?
Millennials don't want to talk on the phone. She said she wanted to keep it email, but then she felt rude telling him, can we just email?
Wait, I don't understand. Why?
If you hop on the phone, you have to, oh, how have you been? Oh, blah, blah, blah. And then you don't know what they're going to say. So you can't like think it out and do a nice reply back on the email.
Jesus.
They get you on the telephone.
All right. I'm worried about London. That's a lot of thinking to be doing over a phone call.
Just saying.
I mean, she should just take the phone call.
She's going to take the phone call, but it's just like it's a lot of like build up before the phone call. Like, millennials would so much rather text or email.
Yeah, somebody's saying they think it's more personal. That millennials think it's more personal? Somebody said that on our
phone calls are more personal.
Yeah, really? See, I think of phone calls as we have a running joke because I call Chase all the time because I feel like as the Gen X member of the team, I should be calling her. And she always picks up and I always wonder what she's thinking. Oh God, my old dude friend who's like, calling. But I think phone calls are more efficient. It takes less time.
Listen, I'm on board with you for certain things, like phone calls with you, easy, great, amazing. Like when it's
so it's business that she
close,
doesn't.
When it's close people,
I see.
Phone calls are great. When it's business, scary.
Somebody look, a friend of mine says she has phone anxiety. See, I think we have hit on a real generational divide here. Millennials have stopped using the phone now, and now they don't know what to do. But here's the problem, and I can relate to this as a Gen Xer. That mode of communication is still out there, and I don't think you can get around using it. Sometimes you're not going to be able to.
I think millennials, when like I had 2 business calls last week, and I didn't know what the calls were going to entail. Right. It was just like an email. Hey, what's your number? I'd love to hop on the phone with you. Right. And when you don't know what they're going to talk about, my brain goes to, oh my gosh, I'm getting fired. Oh my gosh, I'm in trouble. Oh no, they're only calling. I assume the worst when someone says, let's have a phone call. I think millennials have a form of PTSD. I mean, not real PTSD, because I know people who have real PTSD, but that's a joke, by the way, because PTSD is very controversial right now. Okay. But all I'm saying is that you guys have a little bit of, you guys do have phone anxiety. And I think the reason is because millennials are being browbeaten. You're being browbeaten by my least favorite generation, as you know. Boomers. The boomers. I am not a fan of the boomers. And even Gen X. I mean, we're a little bit easier because we're just sort of slackers and losers, so we don't. But I think you guys have been browbeaten. You've been hit by the recession. Now you've been hit by the fucking pandemic. I am so sorry, millennials. You guys got screwed. I mean, we had AIDS, as you and I have discussed ad nauseum. But I don't know. I feel like you guys got it really bad. Really bad. So you say that you approve of our not wanting to talk on the phone? I can understand your general anxiety about the other party on the phone, because the other party on the phone is probably not going to be a millennial or a Gen Z, or they're going to be a boomer or an X, because we're older and we like the phone. 2 things. One, Tierney says phone is greater than video chat Zooms. 100%. Why? And Laura's my dance teacher growing up, who's amazing, and she says she's a cool boomer. Yes, I gotta make this clear. Gotta make it clear, John. Yes, I like individual boomers. I'm talking about your generation as a whole. And listen, the boomers need to own up to this, because we can't move forward until you guys. This is a fine line. You're gonna upset a lot of boomers, Terry. They dropped the ball. Okay. Now listen, I'm not saying Gen X is great. I think Gen X, we've done jack, but by doing jack, we didn't do any damage either. Okay. But boomers, you did some damage. You guys, you started a revolution and then you sold out. And that's the bottom line. That's what happened. It's a controversial topic. I think all boomers will, my dad and mom disagreed when we had them on the show too. Well, their argument is we did a lot of great things. And I'm like, yes, you did. But so have millennials, so have Gen X, so have the greatest generation. I mean, you want to talk about doing stuff. How about killing Hitler? Did you do that? No. No. But Josh said Gen X got Bin Laden. Oh, right. We got Bin Laden. Does that count? I guess so. Yeah. Because Obama's a Gen X. Yeah, you're right. Listen, we've got Obama. I mean, Jesus, you want to talk about coolness. Yeah, you're really and cool. The boomers got Trump, and I'm sorry, and I'm not being political here. I'm just saying, as human beings, please give me a break. Okay. Wow, we try not to get political on this show. Yeah, we don't want that. So sorry. So could we now talk about Tierney saying that phone calls are better than Zoom calls? Yeah, I'm trying to think about that. See, I always go for efficiency in communication. That Zoom stand-up show you hosted yesterday. My God. Okay, this is incredible. I emceed a show last night that was a stand-up comedy show on Zoom, which, by the way, is hilarious, but not because of the comedy. It's an impossible situation for the stand-up comedians. Impossible. It was Zoom bombed. Now, for people who don't know what that is, people are able to figure out ways to hack in on a Zoom meeting, which this was, I mean, technically, and they get in there and then they post porn, or they say horrible, shocking things, racist. I mean, it was incredible, Chase. It was. You told me it got bombed, and then I hopped on. Oh, yeah. And it had already
been
they
sort
had
of dealt
already
with.
gone.
Yeah, because then you have to go through and find which ones and kick them out, but they're really good at not being kicked out and they know how to get around it. It was unbelievable. And this is my second Zoom bomb. I was on another one. It was like 100 people, and it wasn't a comedy. It was a business kind of thing. And somebody got on and posted. They took over the screen share and posted hardcore gay porn. I mean, wow, hardcore. I mean, the gay porn. There is no, at least the gay porn I saw at this moment, there was no tenderness, none. I mean, in the street porn, they kind of try to fake it for a second, but gay porn, it's like, no, let's get right to business.
And you said the people on the business call were like,
they were offended and they were freaked out and they were shocked. It was like they'd been hit by a terrorist attack. And I was dying. I was just like, because I was just into the whole sociology of the whole thing. I just found it fascinating.
Well, this Zoom call yesterday for your stand-up show, I got there and the bombing that had happened was people were just like, it was almost like they were heckling the comic. Yeah,
they figured out how to not unmute, like where you couldn't unmute them, and then they would say stuff. The comedy show, it was insane. It was really, really, and it's just, I was talking about the guys afterwards, the producers, and I was like, it's what the internet is. I mean, these people, because they're all older, the producers of this thing, and I was like, you guys, listen. Don't you know what being trolled? This is what you get. This is the downside of freedom of communication. You got dicks who can come in and do whatever they want.
Have you had any birthday parties over Zoom?
No. The only birthday party we celebrated was my daughter's 14th, and we drove around for 8 hours. We drove to all of her friends' houses, and they all decorated their doors and left gifts on the driveway.
Oh,
isn't that cute?
Now, for millennials, I can't tell you how many Zoom surprise birthday parties I've been to where we're all on Zoom and the birthday girl doesn't know that we're all there, and someone's just like, oh, just hop on Zoom, and then it's all of her friends and it's all of us. And I've been to so many Zoom birthday parties. Tierney must have too, because she's making a throw up emoji face.
You guys get screwed. This age period that you're in, Chase, is a shitty time with socially in terms of that, because you've got to go here. Somebody just said Zoom bachelorette, kill me. Right. See, you guys are in this age where your friends are all getting engaged, getting married. They're having single birthday parties. Like my last birthday party, no one wished me happy birthday on the day. No one. Not my family, not my wife, no friends, nada, except for the fucking Facebook thing where, it pops up.
Cry. Not your family?
Nobody. Well, my family's dead except for my brother, and he didn't do it. He's a loser.
Kids?
No, none of them. None.
Did they know?
They forgot.
And because if nobody wished me happy birthday, John, I would have a mental breakdown.
That's a generational thing. When you get older, you don't get... If
nobody wishes you happy birthday, you're fine? I
was fine. I could care less. I mean, I found it
humorous.
You
didn't tell your kids, hey, by the way, it's my birthday.
No, I didn't. They found out later and felt bad, and I was just like, you guys, it's fine. I don't care.
How'd they find out later?
I don't know. One of them figured it out and goes, oh my God, Dad, happy birthday. I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's okay. I mean, literally, I totally let them off the hook. I didn't care.
When is your birthday? So I know, so this never happens again.
November 25th. But on Wikipedia, it says I'm only 52. I'm actually 54. But nobody changed that because that's good. I like that.
Why was it your agents?
I don't know. I don't know how that happened, but I was like, that's good.
That's great.
And listen, and I feel the same way about and Chase, if you're going to outlive me. And so when I assume we're still going to be friends when I die, and just let my body rot. Just let it rot where it is. I mean, I don't care. I really don't.
Okay.
Don't do anything crazy. I don't want everybody coming. I just let's pretend like my life never happened.
Well, this is a question that I've asked, a would you rather question. Would you rather nobody show up to your wedding or nobody show up to your funeral?
God, I can't pick both.
Mm-mm.
I'm going to say funeral because my wife would have been so upset if nobody, and we had a huge wedding. But I don't know. I would have been fine with eloping, honestly. The amount of money you spend on a wedding.
No, I mean you invited hundreds of people.
Yeah, my funeral. Because I'd be dead. That's easy. Who cares?
Okay.
But I wouldn't invite anybody anyway. You'd still show up anyway, so you'd feel guilty. Yeah, you'd feel too guilty. You're as codependent as I am.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
So much guilt.
Chase, I have something for you.
Okay.
There is an article that I occasionally stumble across articles that I like to discuss with you. And there is a new article about millennials and pets. Millennials are changing sort of where pets are going, particularly bunny rabbits. According to this article, that millennials have more bunnies as pets, more rabbits as pets than any other generation.
Interesting. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
And bunny cuddling is currently a very fashionable activity. The American Pet Products Association reports that millennials have overtaken boomers as the largest pet parent demographic, and rabbits have hopped into the spotlight as the millennial pet of choice. They're the perfect.
But how come? I'm sorry, I'm going to cut you off. Not GIFs. Memes are so popular these days. How come none of them involve bunnies?
I don't know, but here's what it says: they're the perfect size for small apartments. They don't need to be walked multiple times a day. They can be house trained. They're vegan, and they are eminently Instagrammable. Indeed, Marshall has his own account. This is a rabbit they're talking about. There's two things about what I just read to you. Number one, I want to talk about the rabbit thing in millennials. Number two, did you notice which generation wasn't mentioned?
No.
Yeah, Gen
All
X.
of them.
It says the American Pet Products Association reports that millennials have overtaken boomers as the largest pet parent demographic. Shouldn't it be overtaken boomers and Gen Xers? Like, we never get mentioned. Ever.
No, it's because millennials are the kids of boomers.
I know, but we never get anything. We don't get jack out there.
But you're also, millennials and boomers are very large parts of the population.
Right.
Isn't
and
like
we're
there
just
more millennials and more boomers than there are?
We're a little slice.
Yeah,
but here's the thing.
Slice.
So you don't have any millennial friends who have rabbits?
Not a single one.
Really?
I would be like, really? You got a rabbit?
Isn't that interesting? Rabbits? I lived in Chicago. I lived with my girlfriend, my cat, another woman, her kid, a rabbit, and another friend, all in an apartment, third floor Chicago apartment during the hottest fucking summer ever. And that rabbit fur was everywhere, and it was disgusting, and the thing would just hop around, and I found it very rodent-like.
Yeah, it is. It's like a rodent. And shouldn't bunnies be in the wild, or no?
I don't know. These bunnies are domesticated. I think
I
just
don't
get
believe
gobbled
in
up.
owning a bird as a pet.
Birds are weird. My roommate from college, my first roommate, oh, look, somebody says, I actually have two. They have two rabbits. See?
Okay.
And this is on your Instagram account. So that proves right there a fact. It's science that millennials love rabbits.
Well, there we go. I truly didn't know that. Thank you for telling me this.
Now, I have another thing. You want me to go to another thing, or do you have
sure.
something?
What else?
Okay. Here it says, if you're a millennial, there's no way you're passing this TV show quiz.
Oh my God. Challenge accepted.
All right, here we go. What was the name of the character in MASH who always heard the helicopters before everyone else?
Who are the characters in MASH?
No. Which character in MASH always heard the helicopters before anyone else?
The policeman?
What? Policeman? There's no policeman. What do you think
Okay,
MASH is?
I don't know.
You never saw MASH?
No.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't even know what to do with that.
Well, they said millennials won't pass this test. Next
Yeah,
question.
Okay, you failed. It's by the name. The name is Radar, by the way. The answer is
I
Radar.
would have never gotten that. Okay.
Okay. Which of the following actors did not star in Charlie's Angels? Farrah Fawcett, Lonnie Anderson, or Kate Jackson? Did not star. Which one did not star? Farrah Fawcett, Lonnie Anderson, or Kate Jackson?
Lonnie Anderson.
You're right! Ding, ding, ding,
I
ding. You just guessed.
didn't like the name Lonnie.
Oh, she was great. She was in WKRP. She married Burt Reynolds, which was a big mistake, but I think it sounded like it wasn't pleasant. Okay. Which body part did Samantha Stevens wiggle in Bewitched? Which body
Her nose.
Part? Her nose. That's correct. Ding, 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 ding. All right. Which of these famous men did not have their own show? A, Ed Sullivan. B, Desi Arnaz. C, Dick Van Dyke. Which one did not have their own show?
Okay. Dick Van Dyke did. What's the other two?
Ed Sullivan and Desi Arnaz.
Oh, Desi Arnaz did not have his own show.
You're killing it. Ding, 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 ding. See, once again, BuzzFeed has failed. This is a damn... I hate BuzzFeed.
BuzzFeed.
How do millennials feel about BuzzFeed?
I think it pretty much sums up our generation.
It's just clickbait, and it never
Yeah.
pays off. All right, here we go. This one you will never get.
Okay.
What was the name of the boat from Gilligan's Island? The boat. Here, I'll give you three.
Popeyes.
What? No, don't guess yet. Let me give you the
okay.
three options.
Oh, okay.
SS Serenity, Seize the Day, SEAS, Seize the Day, or SS Minnow. SS.
Oh, it was SS Minnow.
SS Minnow. That's right. You're killing it, Chase. You're a Gen X. See, BuzzFeed, you idiots. I'm going to say
this is also.
I'm going to
This
say
isn't just Gen X, right? This would be millennial.
If you're a millennial, there's no way you can pass this TV show quiz. That's what it says, and it's written by Sarah Aspler, who is the BuzzFeed staff in Canada. So right there, we've got some dubious credits. Canada. Okay, I don't know. Why is that always funny to be mean to Canada? Because they're just so nice. Canadians,
they're the best.
They really are. So just saying something mean about them is so funny. In the series I Love Lucy, Ethel was Lucy's closest friend. How else were they related? A, Ethel was her sister-in-law. B, Ethel was her cousin. C, Ethel was her landlord. D, they were lesbian lovers. I added that one.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Well, related, landlord doesn't mean related.
Yeah, I think it meant connected, but yes. Again, this woman who wrote this, I'm going to say her name again.
My first instinct is to say sister-in-law or whatever.
Okay, let's see. Sister-in-law. Wrong. Ethel was her landlord. But,
okay, I was going to say that, but that's not related.
We're putting this on, once again, on BuzzFeed as written by Sarah Aspler, BuzzFeed staff from Canada. Sarah, come on.
Should we try to get her on the show?
Yeah, we should, but they probably gave her this assignment like 15 seconds before they needed to paste it, and they probably paid her $3. You guys get screwed, man. What was the name of the dog from the Jetsons? What was the name of the dog from the Jetsons? Did you ever watch the Jetsons?
I mean, again, I've seen an episode.
You didn't miss
20
much.
years ago.
If you saw the opening, you've seen it all. You don't need to see any more than the opening. The opening song was "Here's George Jetson."
Yeah, and then they're flying in cars.
Yeah, that's the best part. Yeah. You don't need to really. If you see that, you've seen the whole series. The dog's name: A, Cosmo; B, Astro; C, Pluto. Jesus.
I'm gonna go with B.
Astro? Let's see. Correct! Oh my God! I was gonna go with Pluto. Okay, I have an I Dream of Jeannie question. You want that one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I know that one.
In the series I Dream of Jeannie, who released Jeannie from the bottle? A, a farmer. B, an astronaut. C, a doctor.
Gosh, I'm gonna say farmer.
An astronaut!
Oh,
that was the crazy. Can you imagine pitching that show? Okay. So this
mom
astronaut,
loves that show.
it's so bizarre and it's so sexist. It's out of control. You've got to see it. But boy,
I've seen that show. That I feel like growing up, like there was the Brady Bunch,
Yeah.
Partridge Family, Jeannie, I Dream of Jeannie. All those shows were like still being played on like
well,
TV Land.
that was early syndication, and that was before actors really got paid for syndication, so they all got screwed. Those like Gilligan's Island, all that thing played forever in syndication, and none of the actors made anything. Okay, here, this is a good one because we may have a guest from this show coming on our show.
Okay,
In the
Cheers.
series Cheers, Sam Malone is a bartender. Can you remember what he did before working at the bar?
Baseball.
Ding, 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 ding. Nice, Chase. Nice. All right, here's the final one. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Which of these actors played Doc on Gunsmoke? Gunsmoke, the longest running TV show after The Simpsons. Doc. Who played Doc? A. Milburn Stone. What a great name. B. James Arness. Good name. Or C. Dennis Weaver.
Dennis Weaver.
No, that's incorrect. It's Milburn Stone, ladies and gentlemen. Dennis Weaver,
Oh.
though, was an environmentalist and made a home. His mansion was made out of used tires. That's a fun fact. He used used tires to make his home.
Now I'm gonna tell you something that you're not gonna be surprised.
Okay.
Gunsmoke. If someone said, "Oh, have you seen Gunsmoke?" I wouldn't have known that was a show.
You are kidding me. If I named 3 names and said which one of these is a TV show and Gunsmoke was in it, you wouldn't say. You don't.
I
You
might
have. It's a black hole for you. The term Gunsmoke.
Yeah,
Holy
I would have
shit.
thought that was a movie that came out in 2017.
Oh my God, Chase. That's amazing. It's an old show, but it was on forever and then reran forever. All right, Chase.
Terrible.
Well, we've done it
What?
again. Another episode in the can.
Another episode done.
God, I'm proud of
Thank
us.
you.
We're amazing. We are amazing. This is how Chase and I talk on the phone. We always talk about how great we are because we need it.
We've gotten some lovely reviews on the podcast app where you can like review the show. So if you want to do that, we only want nice reviews.
Yeah, we've made that clear. No
Mhm.
constructive or negative reviews. We're over
We'll get
that.
the message.
Yeah.
If you don't leave a review, we'll get it.
Yeah. Chase, what are you doing this weekend?
This weekend I've been training for a half marathon, so I'm running 11 miles this weekend.
Holy crap! I didn't know that. Stretch. Be careful.
Okay. I ran 10 miles on Sunday.
Okay. Oh, shit, Chase. That's amazing.
I
I didn't
know.
know that.
I
That's
know, it's
incredible.
Thank you. What about you?
I'm sitting in my house with my family. I gotta get out of here, Chase. Get me out of here, Chase. You gotta get me out of here.
Why don't you go on runs? Go on 10 mile
They won't
runs.
let me. They
That-
won't let me. They need
that
me to
gets
do
you out
stuff.
for 3 hours.
I'm trapped. I gotta get out of here. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Chase, it's been a pleasure as always. You're awesome.
You too, John. Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Thank you.
My generation, baby.